Apparently, it's not essentially unpatriotic to challenge the integrity of an election. It's only essentially unpatriotic to do that if you're a conservative or if you're a Republican. Let's talk about the political season that we're in, which is sort of the central ring in the three-ring circus that we are calling Clown World. I want to encourage you to be preparing yourself for the inevitable aftermath of the election, which is going to be all the challenges to the legitimacy of the election. And this is almost certain to happen regardless of what happens. We are accustomed to hearing people say it is anti-democratic and it is unpatriotic and it's treasonous to question the results of an election. And the people who are doing this currently are tagged with being election deniers, as though they're denying the election, as opposed to denying that the election was conducted honestly or fairly. All of this is downstream from the phrase Holocaust deniers, where the Holocaust happened during the Second World War, and there's a certain fringe belief that denies that the Holocaust even happened, and so reasonably enough, they were called Holocaust deniers. But that technique was picked up and applied to all sorts of things. So if you question the whole climate change narrative, you are now called a climate denier. Well, yeah, not denying climate, you're denying a certain narrative about the climate. And people are now being called election deniers because there was quite a bit of funny business in the election, in the previous presidential election, just as there's funny business right now. All the court cases so Donald Trump is the front runner of the major political party. He has secured the nomination of a major political party, and he is being prosecuted with bogus charges in multiple regions, and that's election interference. Maintaining that that's happening is giving people an excuse or a reason to call us election deniers. If you think that Maricopa County or Fulton County in Georgia, if you think there was funny business, if you think there was funny business in Pennsylvania, if you think that all the things that were going on in broad daylight were election interference, and you say so, then you're an election denier. Now, you have to be prepared for this to happen, and this is going to be a topic no matter what. And this is because the people who say that it is unpatriotic and treasonous and awful to question the results of an election are people like Hillary Clinton, who questioned the integrity of the 2016 election, or Al Gore, who questioned the integrity of the election that he lost in that famous showdown in Florida, or Stacey Abrams in Georgia, who questioned the election. Apparently, it's not essentially unpatriotic to challenge the integrity of an election. It's only essentially unpatriotic to do that if you're a conservative or if you're a Republican. If Trump wins, then there are going to be charges of cheating. The left will they will deny the integrity of the election, and all of a sudden, overnight, it will be the case that people who deny the integrity of elections are no longer election deniers. So if Trump wins, you have to remember that there was a steady drumbeat for years saying people who do that are doing something vile. And perhaps if you remember it, perhaps you'll remember to bring it up. If Trump loses, there are two different ways he could lose. He could lose the way he lost before, with all kinds of funny business in the middle of the night, after years of court cases, not being allowed to campaign, and all of that. And the people who point that out will be called, again, will continue to be called election deniers. So what we really need to do is start putting up notices, placards, postcards, posters that say, "Don't let Trump steal the election. Insist on voter ID."
That's the life I want. I want to be 70 and have 18 grandchildren. Let's go!
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand.
I'm Tucker Carlson, and I am here with the very famous and highly controversial Pastor Doug Wilson.
Even more controversial.
Try to catch me howling at the moon.